Welcome to the news at 9ish.
Today is Monday, February 27th, and it's National Polar Bear Day.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. You may be seated.
Good morning, TVC, and happy Monday morning to you all. This was supposed to be done on Friday morning, but I apologize. I'm running a little bit late. I do want to congratulate. We have 3 classes that have just leveled up. Make sure I got this right. We have Mrs. Sanger's class, who is going for level 3. Congratulations. They're on their way to level 5. I can see it. We have Mrs. King's class, who is now going for level 4. And we have Mrs. Cherlin's class, who just went up to level 5 and now has completed level 5, and now they are the second class to earn a pizza party. So I'll be in touch with you guys soon to be setting that up. So congratulations to Mrs. Cherlin's class. All right, we're going to get into the TVEX. All right, let's see. The first one I have, Sammy Adjuhar Costa. Sammy was very kind and a great friend in art. Classmate was upset about not having a turn at the Magnet Center. Sammy happily gave up his spot, even though he was excited to be there. That is being a good friend. Sammy, TVEC to you. Michael Bundy, this is from Mrs. Clemmer. Michael's in Mrs. DeWolf's class. Michael is using his sharp listening skills during our story, had amazing questions, excellent thoughts to share with his classmates. He raised his hand and waited for his turn to share. Michael, that's what we'd like to see. TVEC for you. Evie Seimer, Abbott from Mrs. Abadusky. Mrs. Sanger was giving the TVEC. So during a fairly loud bus dismissal in bottom red, Evie came out of her line and quietly lined up. Many around her were talking loudly, but she stood quietly listening to directions. Way to be a great role model, Evie. So Evie, TVEC to you. We have Sydney Tennant in Mrs. Sanger's class. Sydney is a great role model academically and socially. Way to be an all-around good kid, Sid. Whoops, I missed. TVEC to you. We have Elijah Conacelli in Mrs. Sanger's class. Elijah kindly cleaned up all the sports equipment that had been blown or been kicked into the parking lot by the playground. We way to be respectful and save our recess equipment, Elijah. Elijah, TVEC to you. We have David Lazurka in Mrs. Sanger's class. David consistently shows responsibility. For this reason, I put him in charge of those who feed the fish. The trout are taken care of daily because of David's responsible nature. Thanks, David. There's a TVEC for you. We have Lily McGowan, Mrs. Lonsdale's class. Lily is such a hard worker. She is always trying her best to make sure to get all of her work done. In addition, she helps around the classroom and is kind to everyone around here. Lily, I agree with that. Here's a TVEC to you. Levi Rarick in Mrs. Lonsdale's class. So Levi is always on task, great role model. Makes sure to get his work done, shows kindness to everyone around him as well. So Levi, TVEC to you. We have Henry Tucker in Mrs. Cresswell's class. Henry is a super listener, always listening to directions the first time, is ready to move on to the next part of our day. He's a model of what transitions should look like for his peers. That's awesome, Henry. TVEC to you. Sammy Sparborough in Mrs. Cresswell. Sammy always puts forth her best effort in her independent work. She applies what she learns to work every day. Sammy, TVEC to you. Coraline Wright, Mrs. Cresswell's class. Corey has been showing respect and perseverance throughout her day. She's listening to directions, completing work, trying her best even when things are hard. Corey, I am very proud of you. I know we had to work together a little bit earlier, and you were doing so well. Keep up the good work. TVEC to you. Catalina Citron in Mrs. Cresswell's class. Catalea, said that wrong, sorry. Catalea has worked so hard on being a good listener and following directions. She listens to whole group lessons, completes her independent work, and is trying her best to stay engaged in small group lessons. Way to go. There you go. Catalea, also very proud of you. Danny Edwards, Mrs. Berger's class. Daniel did a fantastic job using text-based evidence, creating connections between texts, and making inferences. I need to get glasses. Inferences in reading workshop. Great job, Danny. T-Vec to you. And we have Kevin Milan Flores and Mrs. Berger did a fantastic job. The same thing, using text-based evidence, creating connections, and making inferences in reading workshop. Whoops, miss. Kevin, great job. Congratulations, T-Vec, for you. We have one more group here, and I'm going to do another one later this week. We have Hannah Stevens, Ayla Stone, Kennedy Smith, and Jonas Kane in Mrs. King's class. These 4 students have taken on the role of helping to clean up stacked chairs during bus dismissal for kindergarten teacher. They're also eager to help and follow through every single day. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, those are T-Vecs to you guys. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I hope you have a really good week. Let's make this week great here at CVEC. And I don't know, keep on keeping on. Remember, treat yourself well and always be kind to others. Thanks, everybody.